for the people who have been here the longest, who have invested the most, there seems to be that prosperity did not trickle down. There were others that were kind of pushed aside. I believe that we have a moral obligation to ensure that those who have the least and that need us the most, that we're there and that we're leaning forward to be proactive. Keisha, I'm a member of the Atlanta City Council, Post 3 at large, citywide. So our goal is to ensure that there's equity throughout the city, and regardless of what your zip code is, the service should still be the same. Whether that's Bankhead, whether that's Buckhead, Inman Park, Grand Park, all over the city of Atlanta, you should still feel served by your city. Your tax dollars should be at work. I can remember my grandmother living right there at the Moreland Avenue corridor. Well, she rented this tiny little apartment, and I'll never forget when she had to move because they were building these wonderful multi-million-dollar condos. And so for the people who have been here the longest, who have invested the most, there seems to be that prosperity did not trickle down. There were others that were kind of pushed aside. Coming from a single-parent home with a mom that worked 2 jobs, I believe that we have a moral obligation to ensure that those who have the least and that need us the most, that we're there and that we're leaning forward to be proactive. The number one phone call that I receive is surrounding affordable housing. These are individuals who go to work every single day. They work 40 hours a week, but they just simply do not have the resources to afford their own housing, right? Safe and sanitary housing. And the other piece is, I think, equity. And that is, regardless of where you live, whether it's Inman Park or other quarters of the city, even though they don't look the same, my trash should be picked up in a timely manner, right? So because I have a multi-million-dollar home, that doesn't mean that my calls are returned and so forth. So I just see that disparity that plays out oftentimes in terms of the calls that I receive. I see a different level of enforcement in terms of policing, in terms of code enforcement in various areas. And then lastly, seniors are having a very difficult time in terms of housing, in terms of getting the support services that are necessary. So those 3 things are important to me. We lost Zion and Cameron during Thanksgiving of last year. And so it's important that we have programs that support our children, that support our youth, to make sure that there are wraparound services for those in need.